You know, Walton Heath have 2 golf courses. They're 2 golf courses in the top 100 golf courses in the British Isles. That is huge, given so many great golf courses are in this part of the world. I'm here to film another edition of A Round with Radar. I'm not doing too well, but we're finding out so much about staff members, Ping staff members. Who am I playing with today? I'm going to take his cash. It's about time. Let's go and find out on that first tee. Oh yeah, I am. I'm waiting for golfers. Can you ever like? Oh, there, Brandon. How are you, Brandon Stone?
Radar.
Scottish Open champion. 60 in the last round. You ready for a little crack?
Let's go over a wander.
You ready to go? A wander. Okay.
A wander.
Let's go. And a lot of heather out here, but we'll give it a go. Look at this. Look at the leather bag. Look at that. Look at the open claret jug.
Love a little nostalgia.
Oh, we've got to back him every time we go into the every time he goes into the Open.
Oh yeah.
Brandon, so what do you want to play for? A sandwich and a cup of tea? What do you reckon?
A cup of tea, maybe a scone, a little butter, a little strawberry jam on it. Sounds like a plan. Got to work on the figure a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to give you the honour, my friend.
Ooh.
I'm going to give you the honour. Beautiful morning.
Beautiful
autumnal morning. Not sure the ball will be going too far.
Where are we going? You got me coming out the freezer, yeah, too. By the way. You got me coming out the freezer, yeah.
Usually so cold.
Usually pros have to have like a 3-hour warm-up routine.
We do, yeah. All right. Yep.
A little left.
Down the left side.
Down the left
Down
side.
the left side.
Ah, flushes.
Down the right side.
Didn't know we were playing at Flushing Meadows today.
But all right.
Not too shabby.
Decent start.
Decent start.
Have we got the same clubs here, so we're getting a little mixed up?
No, I think you got the little bit of the older bats here. You need to get 210s, mate.
I like these ones. I
No,
like
the
these.
I200s are last. They'd have made them better. Look, I210s. Better, more forgiving.
Brandon, before I jam this in there to about a foot, and screw it back, tell us all about the journey so far with Ping. Now, he is on an upslope, so wait, let me...
You want to feel better?
That's more like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with Ping since I was 10, 12 years old. I mean, the South African retailer Doug Willis, and then built me my first little set of Ping clubs when I was about 10 years old, shaving the shafts all the way down to half, and putting some special little grips on and some lie angles for me. But the brand itself has always been a very close knit to my game. I don't think I've actually ever used anything else. I think if my entire career, if I maybe had 2 different clubs in my bag over the last 10, 15 years, it would be a lot. And it's just a brand that I'm going to stick with forever.
They tell me your dad was a huge influence. You were hanging around the tour like down here.
Yeah.
So when all of a sudden you appeared, you were part of the family already. Is that true?
I used to be that annoying kid on the putting green that used to just run on with his dad's putter, stand like that, and just be knocking in putts when he was like.
They're all in there having a cold one, and you're
right.
putting around.
I'm the one that was giving them a lot of nuisance and making a lot of noise on the putting green, holding it and simulating winning the US Open, so on and so forth. But yeah, the game's always been so close to me, and the tour life has always been very close to the Stone family, so it's just seems fitting that I'm here now.
Yeah, great. Okay, just a little choke down shot. I set a foot.
Oh, there it is.
I'll take that, just not quite a foot, but maybe 8.
Yeah, maybe 8.
Right, let's go up there about 40 yards and find Brandon's ball. So Brandon, which wedge are you going to hit in here? You've got 116 to the flag, a little bit of draft in too, so it's not a full wedge.
No, it's not a full one. I'm going to take a little pitching wedge, yeah? So typically, especially when the breeze is a little in like this, I tend to like to grip it down a little bit just to manage the spin rate a little bit.
Yes.
It also shaves off a little bit of yardage. So I'm going to take this 50 to maybe grip it down just an inch, maybe an inch and a half, and just make a little bit, almost like a 3/4 swing, but with that same speed through. Should work out all right.
Good swing. Just flattened it out a little.
That'll do.
That's really tight. Very good.
That's a
Do you use, back in the day when we abbreviated the follow through and then the backswing and the follow through, almost like a clock method?
Yeah. Well,
Tock?
technically, for me, the feeling I always try and get is that the hands don't really get above the shoulders.
Gotcha.
That would be the clock system, I kind of struggle to grasp it. So
Yes.
for me, it was more the feeling of when I'm swinging it back, I'm trying to keep the shoulder and the hands together. And then when it's through, it's almost that mirror image of that backswing like that.
Yeah,
Almost like Tommy's, you see Tommy do that abbreviated follow through so often where it's just so nicely held on, so nicely one piece. And yeah, that's pretty much what
It's very hard for a South African to work on the clock system because they're 30 years behind. Brandon, I think I'm the one short, in there about 15 feet.
Yeah,
I'm over the
see,
moon.
That's what a few feet looks like. You can't promise a foot and then deliver 15.
No,
See,
but
don't worry, I'll get your mark. It's
I'll
okay.
get it, I'll
You
get
sure?
it, I'll get it. Yours will be up there a
Is your
little bit
back okay to
closer.
do
I'm
that?
over the moon with that shot, but you do have to mark the ball with a flat object, but I never do.
Can I get the flag out? Can you see it from there?
Please, 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 please.
Sure, you can see it from all the way over there.
I can see it. Okay.
Oh, unlucky. It's good on me.
Nothing worse than leaving it short,
Short.
honestly.
Straight in the jaws too.
Right in the middle. And the tradition continues. Nice three, man.
Just buff.
Very, very, very good. Before you won the Scottish Open, you were struggling a little, especially with the driver. You got this, the same driver as myself. Tell us all about that and what difference it made when Dom fitted you out for that.
Yeah, we actually spent about an hour or two in Germany just testing drivers alone, and we kind of came up with this philosophy that the game's tough enough, so why do you want to make it tougher? So we went to the G400 Max driver head, got the shaft that really fitted my club head speed and my angle of attack, and then yeah, it just came together so nicely. I just hit it really well on the range, took it to the golf course, drove the ball quite well in Germany and then France and Ireland too, but then in Scotland it was just unreal. It was just a fairway finder every time, getting it over 300, making the golf course look a little bit silly at times.
Good, okay, you get up here and show us, this wind's just kicking up. But Brandon, do you find it, I always found you could go to the practice fairway in the driving range and get tested, and you find a driver and on the range, you just absolutely nail it. And you take it to the golf course and it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel
behave,
the same.
yeah.
But that one is not a culprit. That is just...
This was just so good. It just came together perfectly well. It just was a case of, it felt good on the range, and like you say, you're always a little bit apprehensive about it when you're going to take it out onto the golf course.
Yep.
But the moment we got up there, even my caddy said, well, that's going straight in the bag, that's perfect. So
You haven't teed that very high because you want to flatten it out a little?
yeah, a little flatter. I have a tendency to maybe hook the ball a little bit, so a guy who always hooks the ball tends to tee it up a little bit low so you can't get underneath
Squeeze it a little.
Just kind of get on top of it, kind of squeeze it a bit. So you might breeze it a little into today.
Yeah.
You might hit like a little bit of a lower flight, just try and run it in there somewhere. Doesn't seem like the longest of par fours today.
Beautiful drive. Beautiful shot.
Thank you. You don't go that far on holiday, right?
No, I don't. Well, I do. I come from Australia. It's a long way to go on any holiday from there. Oh, a little pulley.
A little left. It's coming back, though. Oh, there's no issues there. Left side.
Okay, he's down the left. I'm down the right. He's staying away from me all day. Here we go.
Oh, there's a goodie. Oh, club twirl.
Yeah, always a bit of a twirler. Just a normal wedge. So what do you got here? You got the glide.
Well, I got about 60 yards less than you, so I've got about a little bit of a 70, 75 yard pitch, and I've got the new glide forward wedges with my own customized little stamp in there, which I've done myself. And on the 58, I've got Oliver, which is my golden retriever. And on the 52, I have Jessie, which is my Scottish Terrier.
Well, that's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, so my 4 wedges, I could just put my ex-wives. But at the end of the day, see, when did you put these wedges in?
I put these in at Firestone this year, actually. Got the swing weighting really nice. The moment that I saw the lie angle and how clean they were in front, you know, when you put them down, they just sit so nice and tight. And you feel like you can just nip them off any surface. They just went straight in the bag.
Lovely, lovely. That's what you want.
That's
you want
what you
things
want,
to just go straight in the bag. No hesitation.
Exactly. You never want to have a club that you're apprehensive about when it gets launched.
I'm in there to about 8 feet.
8 feet? Okay, let's see.
Lovely shot. Little bit of zip.
Little zip. Not too bad.
Very nice.
Can you see the flag from over there again?
Yes, mate. Okay, I thought it was 8 feet.
More like
20 feet, downhill, left to right. You're in there nice and tight once more.
Uh-oh. 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 Ooh. It's a good thing that didn't look good straight off the face.
Huh?
Didn't call that straight off the face.
Straight in, mate.
Straight in. You got me focusing a little bit here now.
Got you focusing now, young fella, haven't I? Good half, right? Oh, a nice half. It was a nice half. And I looked at that putter. Is that like an old answer?
This is actually a Volt Dale, but I've just blacked it out. I've gone for a stealth look, so we've got the black shaft, black pingman grip.
So they can do that as well?
Yeah, they can do anything. All you have to do is ask.
Oh, and that's just unreal.
Just so pretty.
So it is so pretty. And look at that milled face.
Perfectly milled.
So that back in the day when that was first introduced,
yeah,
that's supposed to make the ball hug the green and make it not bounce. Am I right?
Definitely. I kind of like entertain myself every now and then. I've whipped out one of my old putters from when I was like 5 or 10 years old and try to have a roll with it, and it is nothing compared to this.
Yeah.
And also this also gives like the illusion that you're an absolute ball striker with a putter, because if you look at it from a slight angle, it always looks like you got like a worn out spot in the middle. You see that?
Yeah, I can see that, but so that's just fake.
No, I'm a ball striker.
Yeah, I know you're a ball striker, but that's not from putting a lot.
No, that's just
like I remember when I was a youngster, the sand iron, I used to have concave, because I hit so many balls.
Yeah, exactly.
But that just gives you, that is the centre, that's where you're supposed to hit it.
So basically what they've done with the groove system and with it being milled is that it comes out slightly soft out the middle, because obviously when you're striking quite well, it comes out consistent, but also when you're hitting it out the heel and out the toe, it comes out a little bit hotter, so your consistency becomes a lot better.
Yeah.
So it's, maybe on a 6 footer you don't really feel it, but when it comes out to 20, 25, 30 feet, you start to see your pace is a lot more consistent. You've always got that true roll, even if you kind of, every now and then when the hands get a little bit jittery, when you get a little bit older and they just start maybe not striking it in the middle, it still has that great roll, still has that good pace, and you're going to improve your putting.
So it's scientific, it's back to the future, where ping is the future. Am I right?
Yeah.
Brandon, he's one up. Yeah. Brandon, downhill, downwind, par 5, 570 yards in length, so it's not a long one for you boys. Because it's downhill and downwind, would you stand here and go, okay, I'm going to swing it normally, I'm going to give it a little bit extra with the big stick?
That just depends on the round. I think obviously if you made a few birdies a little bit earlier in the round, you kind of get a little bit of momentum and you feel like you can conquer the world. So you're going to get up here, peg it as high as you can and just launch it. I know me being a South African, anytime that we get down breeze in Europe, you get very excited because it seems like 90% of the holes play into the wind. So on a hole like this today, I'm definitely going to tee it slightly higher, maybe swing it slightly longer, try and wait for it a little bit longer on the top, and then just give it the beans.
Okay, go. None of that, not that little squeeze like you played on the last.
No, not the little squeeze we had on the last. This one's going to be hit with a lot of venom. We'll try and give you one that you can keep up with your radar.
Oh, that's a beauty. That's the tiger line, though.
Still going.
No, that is perfect.
Still going.
That is mint. I tell you what, with the job I do,
Yeah.
on the TV, it's quite amazing that what I'm learning. I mean, like I know a lot about the game because I've been doing this for a long time, on-course commentator. And you're like, I know how you guys play, I know the way the game's supposed to play, but you learn so much with these little rounds. You know, you guys are very nice to come and have a game with me. You know, it's like, you must feel sorry for me or something. Do you feel sorry for me?
No.
Good, don't you feel sorry for me, my friend? Come on, watch yourself, my friend. I'm going to unleash here, viewers. I'm going to unleash. Not bad, but a little down the right.
Maybe you should use your driver next time. That sounded like a 3-wood off the face.
Let's go. Okay, you've got about 160. You said about 160?
Yeah. Plus minus something around there.
Well, it's downhill and it's down breeze here. You know, you have hit it 392 yards or something like that, but we must say, you know, these fairways are quite quick and stuff. Not taking anything away from your driver. I've already laid up down there. I was just in the heather. I actually laid up in a pretty good position. So what do you got? You got 160 downhill, downwind, an elevation change of probably 6 yards. So probably playing about 152. You're getting it down to about 148. You got wedge?
I got a wedge.
Yeah, you've got it.
Your calculations were a hell of a lot longer than mine were. Mine was
no,
just,
I usually talk it all into a microphone, so I've got to keep them enthralled for a while. Good swing, just left of it.
Not bad.
Bang on ping eye. But you've got that to about 17 feet. Are you happy with that shot?
With a par 5 probably.
Yes.
But with a wedge probably not.
No, but at 17 feet, you're not walking away, that was horrific. You're not adding a whinge and a whine to the caddy. You're just going...
Not at all. You're not throwing the club on the turf and walking away, storming like a spoiled child. But, you know, eagle putt from 17 feet is not a problem.
No, you're right. Brandon, I like the ones with the bounce. Do you remember, you know, you've been with Ping, you say since you were 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Ping eye?
I do. I actually still have one at home.
So do I. I've got 5 or 6 of them at home. I've actually got 4 brand new ones.
Ooh.
And I take them out and chip. The only thing is the grooves are a little...
groove rule, whatever.
Yeah. But Carsten, I believe he made... Carsten Solheim, I believe he invented great wedging. I do. I mean, these are just unbelievable, the wedges you are using. I mean, the bounce, if you people... You know, there's not too much going that way. It means that that bit there doesn't bounce on you, and that's when you scull it or you knife it. Am I confusing them?
You're confusing
Let me just show you a little.
me.
So this shot here, we've got so much green to work with. I wouldn't fly it a long way. I don't know about you, Brandon. I'd be playing a little low sort of skipper in there, a couple of bounces and check, and then release. You?
Yep, seems about right. Just like that. Oh, too
Just
much
dug
check.
its toes in.
Too good.
But almost.
I must say,
almost.
my landing zone that I was looking at and where you pitched it were pretty spot on.
I think I landed on the right spot, but just didn't hit it hard enough. Okay, Brandon, we're on our 4th green. You are 1 up, and you've got this for an eagle, and I've got a 15-footer for a birdie. So you've got this one. What do you got this? Just outside the right, or does it go snake?
It's gonna push maybe a touch right to start, but it's definitely moving about a cup and a bit from the right side towards the end there. Shoot him again.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Ping, I'm trying to help with the selection of these people who are invited to a round with Raider, but I'm not sure I'm making the right choices. Everyone is just doing everything to absolutely obliterate me. That was just a beauty. No, I've got it. I absolutely have it. How many is that? Is that 4 under after 4?
Yeah, that would be 4 and 4. Okay, at least you didn't make birdie to lose.
1 under after 4. I'm just happy with 1 under after 4, but I'm 2 down. Go.
Go, baby.
Good shot.
There you go.
Oh, pulled it a little.
Ah, left side, hit a wind.
Right, Walton Heath are a bit serious. Look at that. It's right on a little bit of a bob, but they've set the golf course up very kindly to Walton Heath for a round with radar this morning with Brandon Stone. Brandon, when you've got a week off, what do? You're moving your stuff from South Africa to make touring a lot easier over to the UK in the Surrey area, wherever you're going to buy. But what would you do on a week off? How much practice, how much gym work?
Well, it depends on the weeks off. I think actually I had a very nice 6-week stint away from home or at home now, where I just did a lot of training, not too much practice, but took a nice break from the game. We've got such a busy part at the end of the year now, obviously with the final series, and then most of the European guys after the final series are done for the year, but we've still got the South African coast sanctions and so on and so forth. So a typical week back home, go to gym 6 o'clock, 7 in the morning, finish around 8:30, go grab some breakfast, and we practice in the morning until about 12, grab some lunch, and then we just go play. It seems like we do that 4 or 5 times, if not 6 times a week.
Yeah.
And
2.5 hours a day in the gym.
Depends, yeah. Depends on how much pain I want to be under for the rest of the day. But I think when my trainer Gavin Groves finds out that I've got a few weeks at home, he gets this big smile on his face because he knows he can just get me to lift a lot of heavy things. And it seems like it's quite a repetitive thing, like golf, you just keep hitting balls with heavy stuff. You're just moving the heavy stuff from here to there and then putting it back the whole time.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of fun with that.
Amazing how it's changed. It really is incredible.
Oh, it's a good settle.
Settle.
Right, that had some
You know
speed.
what?
It's okay.
It was right across the side of a ridge, that putt.
Tricky little bugger, that one.
I've got a feeling you'll hold yours anyway, so I won't be made to hold that out.
Yeah, don't need a second bite at the cherry, do we?
No.
I feel like making it dramatic and just lagging this up there to give you a
don't
putt for
do
the
that.
half.
What you're saying, and just check my stroke out. I'm kind of willing it in. Oh, he's missed one.
Oh, it hasn't came
It
back.
wasn't a bad putt. Just a little bit of moisture on the green.
A little bit of
holding that out
moisture.
there. Just didn't roll out. Okay, come on.
Come on.
Stay 2 down.
You're running out of holes here. You need that.
Oh yeah, I'm running out of holes, but
Oh, he's put a good roll on it. Oh, it's going. There you go.
and there's no anchoring there. There's no anchoring, only right at the last minute. Brandon, par 5. You're up the left there.
Yeah,
Obviously about 30 yards further up. I'm down the right. I've got 262, which is right on the limit for me. Tell you what, I've got this. This is a brand new 3-wood for me, and it's the best 3-wood I've had in quite some time. Have you got the same one?
I don't have the stretch. I've just got the normal one.
The what? The stretch?
Yeah, you got the stretch because you're obviously searching for a little bit of distance. You only got the 13 degrees a lot.
Obviously surfing for a little
Obviously,
bit.
I'm just saying. But to me, a 3-wood is such a
Hard thing, mate.
hard. It's the toughest club in the bag.
Yes.
You can tell how a guy's feeling in a tournament down the gun, how he hits his 3-wood.
Yeah.
A guy that flushes it, he's got nerves of steel and he's ready to win this golf tournament. When you see that grip pressure and those white knuckles start coming out, and you see that little heel cut coming out with a 3-wood, you just know that the guy's not feeling as confident.
I've struggled to find a 3-wood, and but this, the stretch, I didn't notice that stretch on there. To be perfectly
I think
honest.
Dominic's just trying to
Let's
help you out.
stretch one
Get a
out.
few
Let's
yards there.
stretch one out.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Down the right.
Funnel left.
This
Oh, there you
reach
go.
the bunker, is it?
Good bounce.
Maybe just short of the bunker.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I've noticed a little bit of divot there. So the difference in yours, you've got 14.5 degrees.
Yeah, so I got a little bit more loft on mine. A little bit of a stiffer shaft than the ladies regular that you had.
Yeah.
But
Trying to achieve what with 14.5?
for me, the reason why I have the 3-wood in the bag is to come down into par 5. Like
Yes.
here, I wanted to come up from a little bit of a higher launch angle. I wanted to land a little bit softer. I've got a driving iron in my bag for if I need off the tee for tee shots, where you need to kind of funnel it through the fairway or whatever the case may be. So, like you say, we've got about 250, 260 yards, a little bit against the puff. So I want a club that's going to launch a little bit higher, but with a great spin rate. So when it lands and it hits the green, it's going to hit softly. It's not going to hit the green and bounce over the back because, as you'll know, 90% of the time on par 5s, all the rubbish is over the back of the green. So Here, like I say, a little bit against the puff, I'm going to hit a nice, just a normal ball flight, normal trajectory, let it pitch on the front edge of the green, just release up into the middle there.
Good swing. I tell you what, that came out, penetrating flight. It didn't come out with a flight of a 14-degree loft.
No, not at all. I think Dominic and I just got the combination between obviously this even flow Project X shaft and the loft, so it just comes out perfect every time. And like you say, a 3-wood's a club that you need. Once you find one, you hold on to it.
Oh.
It's like the perfect wife.
Yes.
Never mind. Yeah, I found one. I don't think you have yet, but. When you get it, you don't want to give it away. So now, like you say, when you walk in the range and the guy says, "Oh, can I try your 3-wood?" It's a, sorry,
no,
doesn't work.
I actually don't like anyone touching my clubs.
I don't mind.
In the locker room when we had them in front of back in the day when I played, I don't know about you, and Sevy used to do it all the time. He'd come up and say, what you got here? Yeah, mate, I don't care how many opens you want. I mean, just get away from my sticks, don't touch my sticks. This is about a 60-yard bunker shot with a big steep face. I got 54, Brandon, so I'm just going to open it up. Not so much. Hit down and hope.
Oh, it's a perler. Sit. A little long.
Thinned it a little bit, just thinned it a little bit. Now you tell us all about this shot.
See, so typically what I would do is, like you said, you took the 54. I have a 52, I don't have a 54, but the same kind of principle.
Yes, less loft.
A little bit less loft. And then instead of, a lot of guys, you see them try and hack at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I try to keep a little bit more of a shallow plane into a long bunker shot like that. So if you're looking at it from a side-on perspective, the shorter the bunker shot, the more you hit a V. The longer the bunker shot, the more it becomes a U. Kind of mental picture for me.
Okay.
So like for this shot, 52, normal stance, and then just a little bit of a U shot.
That's a beautiful shot. 6 feet. Beautiful shot, mate. That was, I'm still not getting the V and the U, but we'll get there sooner or later. On the 8th green, I'm 2 down. I made a couple of birdies. They're no good with these boys. Uphill right to left, so 2 putts will be good enough. I got myself 16 feet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hit it.
Go! Go! Oh.
Ooh.
A lot of work there.
Spring in my step now.
It's just gone and done it.
Oh!
He's gone and done it.
Oh!
Alrighty. Put some pressure on me.
That putt looks like something at Gullen when you went on to win the Scottish Open. Just firstly, when you shot 60, even just shooting 60 to win on a last day, what is that like? A big Rolex event like the Scottish Open?
It was incredible. The funniest thing about it is I actually had no idea what my score was. And people obviously mock me about it, saying no, that's not true, but I didn't have a clue. We still walked into the last green. I looked up at the leaderboard, because that was the first time I looked at a leaderboard the whole day. Looked up at the leaderboard and I was like, wow, it's a lot of red numbers up there today. 4-shot lead. So when we walked on, I said to my caddy, you know what, you can read this, enjoy the moment. It's been a great week. We've got some leeway. I'll let you have a read.
You're not thinking about winning?
I wasn't even, I had the 3-4-shot lead at the moment.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
okay, you know that.
Yeah, we're quite comfortable in the situation that we're in. So I look up and I'm like, yes, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then obviously the eagle putt on 16 pushed me to 10. So I'm like, wow, so I got this putt for 61.
So I'm out in the course with another group, the last group, and you're way ahead, so I think Coulthard went with you.
Yeah.
So I know what score you're on more than you know what score you're on.
Exactly, and then I saw like, okay, cool, I got this putt for 61. That'll be my lowest score as a pro. I was like, wait, pulled my scorecard and I was like, it's a par 70 this. And then my maths is going, this is for 59. And I actually turned to my caddy and he looked at me and he was like, yeah. So obviously the white knuckles came fuming out there.
Yeah, okay. So, well, this is the same sort of putt.
To be fair, I'm a little bit more nervous with this. I mean, to get a victory over...
Yeah, you've got it, yeah. This is to win 2 and 1. Oh, it's a beautiful one.
Ah, that is huge.
Not bigger than the 59.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger than the 60.
Oh, yes.
Brandon, thank you ever so much, but it's not over. It's not over
Not
yet.
over
We
yet.
have a traditional nearest the pin.
Okay.
And you're my 4th victim on a round with radar, and I haven't won one yet, so you're looking good. You're looking good. This is it. This is the nearest the pin.
I'll let you
you
go
won
first.
2 and 1. I got flogged, which is all right.
150.
150. Off you go. You've got the honour.
I
Your
got the
Honour.
honour.
Yep.
Your honour, your honour.
Flag over there on the left-hand side. Let me get the shadow out of the way. Oh, good swing. Another good swing. Go on, go in.
Be enough. Oi.
Beautiful shot, mate.
Thank you, sir.
They make it look easy. They really do.
Oh, it's a good strike. Hold your line, baby.
Just
Hold
pull
your
them a little.
line. Yeah. 20, 25 feet per 9
We'll
left.
go down and check it out, but I think I'm in a spot of bother. I think I have to buy the cups of tea.
I think I snuck you there, mate. I think I snuck it there.
Well done. I'm quite happy with that shot. I'm quite happy with that shot,
upset.
believe it or not. Thank you once more. 2 and 1. We're going to the clubhouse and we'll pay this thing off, eh? Champion boy for a South African.
For South African, how's that?
Brandon, it's been a lot of fun, you know, an insight into you and your life at such a young age. You've accomplished so much, so thank you very much. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did enjoy myself. It was a very enlightening day, Radar.
That's
Very
what
nice.
it's all about. The Ping family, as you called it. We thank them and whoever it's going to be next time on a round with Radar. I think Uncle Radar is due for a win, but thank you very much. The English, we drink other things, but the English drink
Some
tea.
Beautiful. To the victor go the spoils, do they?
Lots of tea.